NFTs have been flying around more than fireflies on a hot summer night. Since people have been paying insane prices for Cryptopunks, NBA highlights, and in one case, $69 million for a JPEG, it's important to understand what you're actually getting when you buy an NFT. We're going to address considerations in buying, managing, and creating NFTs. Now, I am not a lawyer, but a lawyer did help write this. Regardless, nothing in this video is legal advice. It's just fun for learning. Deal? Before we get into the nitty-gritty of NFTs, make sure you have a good working knowledge of what they actually are. You can check that off your to-do list by watching our short What is an NFT video that'll fill you in on all the basics. The basic premise is that NFT ownership does not necessarily equal copyright ownership. In other words, you can own the object, but you may not own the copyright associated with said object. Copyright is not simply one right, but a whole bundle of rights, and many of them remain firmly within the grasp of the original creator of the work. When you own a copyright, you typically own 6 exclusive rights: the right to reproduce and make copies of an original work, the right to prepare derivative works based on the original work, the right to distribute copies to the public by sale or another form of transfer such as rental or lending, the right to perform the work in public, the right to display the work in public, and finally, the right to perform sound recordings publicly through digital audio transmission. So, let's look at an example, shall we? Let's say you visit an art gallery and decide to purchase a painting for your home. You now own that painting and you hang it up in your living room. You can have it on display, but that doesn't mean you can reproduce the painting, make derivative works from it, or distribute copies of it. You own the physical painting, but the underlying copyright interests are still in the hands of the artwork's creator. In the Netflix documentary The Last Blockbuster, a court case in which film studios moved against video rental stores is discussed. It just so happens these video stores were profiting off renting copies of movies that they purchased from the film studios for their stores. But now keep in mind that this was in the early days of the video rental industry when one VHS tape cost nearly $100, and that's not even counting for inflation. The case made it all the way to the Supreme Court, which actually ended up ruling in favor of the video rental stores. Now, this brings us to our next point concerning the first sale doctrine, one of the limitations and exceptions to copyright. It basically says this: an individual who knowingly purchases a copy of a copyrighted work from the copyright holder receives the right to sell, display, or otherwise dispose of that particular copy, notwithstanding the interests of the copyright owner. It's all right there, codified in the Copyright Act of 1976 at 17 USC // 109. So, what rights do you get when you buy an NFT? The truth is, less than you might think. More often than not, you don't automatically get full transfer of copyright. However, you do own the underlying NFT. You have the authority to trade it, sell it on a marketplace, give it away, or even burn it if you want, according to that squiggly thing from earlier. When you buy an NBA Top Shot moment, you are granted a license to use the Top Shot moment for personal, non-commercial use. The license also gives you the ability to display and sell your moment on marketplaces that perform cryptographic checks on NFTs. You can even display your moments on third-party websites and applications, depending on a few terms and conditions. When you compare a physical painting with an NFT, the rights you obtain through purchase are identical. That means you're allowed to display your artwork and you can sell it on a marketplace and so on. But once your use crosses into commercial territory, you are more than likely violating copyright. So, if these rights are so valuable, then how exactly do you get them? This can only be achieved at the creator level. The creator has to expressly agree in writing to convey these rights to you. Aside from that, you can expect that any NFT you buy will only afford you certain rights unless otherwise stated. There are cases where the original copyright holder grants full rights to the buyer of an NFT. This can be checked and verified in the description of the NFT listing. All I'm really saying is that you shouldn't automatically assume this is always the case. Okay, so let's tie this all together. Is that NFT really yours? Yes. Does owning it grant you every right? Usually, no. Does this make NFTs less valuable? Absolutely not. In the past, art and collectibles have been bought and sold for millions of dollars, be they NFTs or otherwise. Now, just because I don't have the copyright to a holographic Charizard card doesn't mean I can't sell it to Logan Paul for 150 grand. Now, what about NFT creators themselves? What if you create an NFT using copyrighted or syndicated material from the Star Wars universe or the Marvel universe without permission? Can you get yourself in hot water? Well, in an article appearing on CBR.com, both Marvel and DC have started cracking down on NFTs featuring their characters. However, this is a contentious issue, since comic book artists argue that they are being barred from making money off their original works in a modern digital world. So, if you are not the original creator or copyright holder of a piece of intellectual property, you could very well find yourself embroiled in a lengthy legal battle. With the sheer quantity of intellectual property disputes in progress and the mounting issues concerning copyright, this is likely to remain a thorny copyright issue that could grow larger, as this article from Decrypt.co puts it. In short, use existing IP without permission at your own risk. We have even more content about NFTs that you can watch anytime, anywhere. Our video, The Blockchains of Ready Player One, discusses NFTs that can be used in blockchain-powered games and VR experiences. It's a really great video that thousands of people have enjoyed so far. You can also check out our introductory video to NFT Showroom, a platform for artists and art collectors that's fully integrated with the Hive blockchain. For more NFT marketplaces to list and discover NFTs, check out our video 5 NFT marketplaces that you'll love. If you want to get into NFTs, hopefully this MarketSquare special filled you in on what you're planning to buy into. However, this special is not financial advice, and buying and trading NFTs is a personal financial decision. You'll need to make up your own mind or consult a trusted advisor before you decide to make a purchase. Follow us and subscribe, join our Discord, and get your free account at MarketSquare.io. See you next time.